Hey everybody, what's going on? This is O.P.O.V podcast episode 30, the Dirty 30. So, what's going on?
It's a good day. Mother's birthday today.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Big 6-0.
I know. I've known her for 2/3 of her life.
I don't know how long I knew her for, but I guess 2/3 of her life too, since you're only 1 year older than me.
Yeah.
Easy math. Counting the sister.
So.
We got a little gathering to go to today.
Yep.
That should be fun. Probably a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen Mother in a while.
Yeah, she's been complaining about that. Guess who has to hear about it?
Not me. You. She complains to you, but not me.
Mm.
But I will see you today, and happy birthday, Mother.
Yes, happy birthday, Mom. So what's going on? You want to jump straight into it or what?
Into 6ix9ine?
No.
Into
First, I think we should give an update and keep it moving.
A.B. Antonio Brown has been cut by the Patriots, which I see a lot of people saying Big Ben did the same thing Antonio Brown did and he didn't get cut, which is not true. The reason why Antonio Brown got cut is because he did that dumb text message and put the girl who said had the allegations in the text message, the second girl in the text message. And the thing about that is she went straight to the NFL after he sent that. So yeah, the Patriots had when the PR stuff outweighed the talent, you gotta get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Antonio Brown because I don't know if he isolated himself from any of his public relations people, but somebody should have took his phone away from him after everything that happened with that Oakland ordeal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just have him be just zero dark 30. Just have him just black
just
out.
Play.
Yeah, just play.
Nobody should see you again.
Until after the allegations was over, then you get back on the field and do what you do. I mean, then you could get back on your social media and do what you do.
Right.
But you definitely got to let the storm. You can't have two storms on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
But you live and you learn. You know, hopefully, even if this is his last time in the NFL with his other endeavors, he knows not to mix business with pleasure. And also, he knows to let people on the outside handle it. This is what you pay these people for. This is what you pay your lawyer for. This is what you pay everybody else for. You don't need to be putting your thoughts and threatening anybody. Like, what was your point of putting the kids on the text message?
I know. But you know what? I think after that first girl came out, there were several. There was this one right here who painted the mural for him. Said he still owed her about $750 for that painting that he never paid for. Then there was a doctor talking about he farted in his face or something. Like I was like
multiple times. And he owed him 11 stacks.
Yeah, said he owed him $11,500 or something.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, and this is just my opinion, I think that's probably a normal occurrence for celebrities to just get out on people and stuff.
Yeah, you'll hear that about a lot of people. A lot of people that happen to. So it's unpaid medical bills. Everybody got unpaid medical bills, but you don't gotta be farting in the doctor's face, dude. Like that's just ass.
Yeah, it's
no pun intended. But
it's a jerk off move. What I reported to the media.
Now, do I think he will be? I do think he'll be on a team. Probably not this year, next year. Definitely think he'll be on the team because I don't think these allegations will go through as far as he'll do any type of jail time. He might get fined or might have to pay out of pocket. But other than that, he'll be back in the NFL after. And that's the thing. He could have played with his head down. He could have played with his head down, got sued, and even if the allegations are true, paid those big ass fines or whatever he got to pay the lawsuit to. Probably got his 6-game suspension and then played for the rest of the season next year. Because he probably wouldn't have got suspended until next year. Because when the court stuff, it do play out long. So he probably wouldn't have got suspended until next year. Then he probably had to miss like the first 6 games or something like that. You know what I mean? But he probably like wants some. And then people like really don't understand rape culture, or if a girl don't want you to do something, that don't mean, like, even if y'all had past relations, that don't mean that she's wrong. You know what I mean? I
There's a
don't know.
mosquito in here.
I know, I keep waving. Apologize for that, guys. I know y'all keep seeing my arm go back and forth, but there's a little bug in here.
Man,
flying around.
It seems like there's always just one.
But yeah, AB, it's crazy. Every single week he overshadows the NFL and everything that the NFL's like going on right now. The first 3 weeks of the season, AB's story's been bigger than all of that.
I know, because we've talked about him for 3 weeks, and I'm
So
tired of
maybe
it.
I'm just thinking maybe even though he might be out of the league, it might be a blessing that he's out of the league, and he might be able to do something. He gets way more revenue than being a football player, because for him to be able to just take over all the sports media for 3 straight weeks is crazy. Yeah.
So what do you think about Big Ben being out for the rest of the season?
It just somebody who passes the ball that much, it shows that it wears and tears on him, because that's an injury that normally pitchers get, the Tommy John injury. Like you don't normally see football players with that type of injury. So I think Father Time is undefeated, and
he's getting old.
He's getting old. He's up there for a player, and as much as he throw the ball, it doesn't help. Like him throwing the ball over 50 times a game, you can't do that. I just look at it more so, even when he comes back, if they don't got a good running game, he might lose his job, because I can't see
Big Ben.
Yeah, I can't. He ain't gonna lose his job as soon as he come back, but after probably like close, because if dude play good, Mason Rudolph play good for the rest of the year. Big Ben come back next year and he starts struggling. I think they'll put Mason Rudolph in. I think
How's Rudolph? Is he a bum?
No, he was good. He was good in college. It was funny though. He was good in college, and then last year he didn't look too good. But I guess the NFL, you still got to learn playbooks and all that, so that might have been why he looked good. But he looked good last week when he came in. So hopefully he stays looking good, and they could just keep rolling, because they got other issues they need to plug up. They still ain't really replaced Antonio Brown yet, because Juju Smith has been playing like the number 1. And James Conner, he's not a good replacement for Bell.
Okay.
So they still got like those 2 holes they need to fill. So hopefully if they need to, I can guarantee you this: if Mason Rudolph don't play good, and Big Ben don't recover from his his operation,
time to bring in Cap.
No, Tomlin gonna lose his job.
Yeah, but do you remember me asking you about something about that?
What, Tomlin losing his job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he can make it through the season, man. Because that's what I'm saying. I hope Mason Rudolph play good, because there's so many holes in that offense that if he don't play good and they mess around and end up like 0-12 at the beginning of the year, it's going to be hard to keep him as their coach.
Yeah.
The Steeler fans demand a lot.
As you already know, teams, when they don't make the playoff, as soon as the regular season is over, somebody's on the chopping block.
Yeah, swear. It's like almost like they got to do damage control to cover their butts. And I guarantee you that the GM makes them be like, yo, it ain't me. I'm getting y'all the players y'all want. And all this stuff that's going on in the media, they probably do. Well, a lot of the past Steeler players blame Tomlin for the lax culture. You know what I mean? How everything is so relaxed, and how he's like more of a friend than a coach. So I don't know.
Although he comes off as somebody tough when they're in the
press
conferences.
I think he's on that. I had people like that. I think I was like that as a manager. I was probably more like your friend, but I always say, like, at the end of the day, if you don't do your shit, you're gone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not losing my job over somebody who don't want to do their job.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it make me look good and we all look good. Yeah.
And it won't be me.
So I'll be cool with you. And then it'll be to the point where when I'm firing you, I'm like, I told you. You know what I mean? like you can't, like, everybody that I fired never was like really mad at me, because I'm like, yo, I gave you multiple warnings and I told you, like, and now stuff's starting to come down on me. So, but I don't know. Tomlin, he's a good coach. I don't know. I think there's too many holes in the pipe, though. I think that they're going to have to get rid of Tommy.
We shall see.
So, other than that...
Tekashi?
Who could talk about Tekashi?
So, I need for you to give me some background on it, because when I was trying to listen to the Testament, I was like, I'm not really sure what's going on here. So...
All right, so I'll break it down real fast for you guys, because we could be here for a million years. I thought it was like riveting. Ain't that the word they use?
Yeah.
Even though it's just the audio, I was listening to it like I was watching true crimes or something. Like, it was just the story's crazy.
It was that good?
Yeah, because it's something that only you would see in a movie or something. The boy who was a dishwasher, somebody comes up to him like, hey, you look like you could rap. Do you rap? Then he turns into a rapper. And the day of the video shoot, first of all, he's a rapper not getting any traction. The day of the video shoot, a person from the neighborhood who is well connected comes up to you and say that they can help you out. And now you got all these people behind you in this video, and it goes like viral overnight. Like, that's right there is like a movie. And now you're too deep in. Like, now, like, you got to use this formula for everything you do.
That sounds like the Russians was involved.
It wasn't the Russians, it was the Bloods. So, long story short, the manager, he helped 6ix9ine out, and basically it was just on the humbugs because it was from the same neighborhood, and he happened to be in a video, and boom, it blew up. So they didn't have any real game plan what was to come next. So they just they just used the same formula, and that's what just started rolling with it. But at that time, he's telling him that he needs to be funded, you know what I mean, to keep everybody happy, make sure everybody eating. So then
next thing you know, you're in videos with Nicki Minaj.
Well, at that time, everybody thought it was cool to be saying Treyway, and all that. You know, not
it is
really
catchy in the song,
but not really understanding what's going on behind that. People losing their lives and a whole bunch of drugs.
And so Treyway means the 9 Trey Bloods?
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember in Tekashi's Breakfast Club interview, the last one he did, he tried to clean it up and say, Treyway, that's not even a thing. Like,
but
I'm like,
so now in the
it's too late for that now, buddy.
But even when he testified, he said that the Treyway was a way to disguise the 9 Trey Blood. But at the end of the day, it was more so he just told on everybody, man. From the point where he told on the people who kidnapped him. He told about the dude, his manager, who actually got him out of situations, him shooting at people for him, shooting people for him, like all that pistol looking.
Now the manager, is that the same guy who was on Love and Hip Hop? Okay.
But he took a plea before the trial. So I don't even know why he even testifying against him, because he took the plea of 15 years. So he already was sentenced before Tekashi even went on the stand. So he just giving people stuff to they don't even need to know.
Yeah.
And then, the second day of the trial, he was talking more so about what the videos meant and like how deep it was as far as how the people who he had protected and kidnapping, and how the manager was the only one basically on his side, and how there was like a divide into the Blood gang, and basically they wanted the manager to kill the 2 dudes, and the manager more so he's like, no, it's bad for business, you know what I mean? And long story short, Tekashi, the way he made it seem like he stopped feeding them, and he stopped feeding the wolves, and the wolves got angry at him.
Okay.
And which I can understand, because you're telling these dudes you're putting out hits on people. Tekashi's putting out hits on people, and these dudes is following through with it. You know what I mean? But now you're telling them the people who actually followed through on the hit. Like, that's super weird. Like,
oh, so Tekashi actually did put out hits on people.
Yes, like they might not have died, But like shootings and stuff and altercations was the reason for this. You know what I mean? They got him at a freaking video shoot, putting money on Chief Keef's head, and Chief Keef got shot in Times Square. And that's basically, to me, that's when the whole investigation really became weird, rare, because Tekashi and shot Chief Keef in Times Square, where that's like a place where if there's any type of violence, they're going to get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? There's too much tourism there.
Tourism, a lot of celebrities,
money.
And people with money,
Yeah, all those shops. You ain't gonna be able to like.
And so they not gonna make it be an environment where they're not gonna allow it to be an environment where it's bad for business, because there's a lot of money made there. Yeah,
if it had happened in like the Bronx or somewhere like that, y'all might have been able to get away with it, but not there. And then, long story short, he just started telling everything. He's talking about Trippie Redd. Trippie Redd.
Now, I've heard of Trippie Redd.
Yeah, so
I don't know
he's talking about Trippie Redd. He's just giving up information, talking about Trippie Redd is part of a different blood gang, and he didn't like him, and he's the reason why they made that song Gummo. And he was talking about the incidents where he got
So
Trippie
what does
Redd
Gummo
beat
mean?
up. Gummo?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know what the word means, but I don't know what that means. So, I know the movie Gummo. I've seen the movie Gummo. Have you ever seen that? No. So the movie Gummo is the movie that they're watching in Belly with the little kids. And so I watched.
Where he talking about something rabbit?
Yeah. So I watched that movie. That movie's kind of disturbing. It's a weird movie. It was like bad though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I watched that when we were in college, actually. But that's the only thing I know of Gummo. So I don't know if it's an acronym for something or you know what I mean. But basically, long story short, he made that song about Trippie Redd, and the same people who robbed him is the people he got to beat up Trippie Redd and all that. Like, you know what I mean? And even to the point where he was talking about they was about to kill Trippie Redd, but there was like too many cops around. And like he's talking, you know what I mean? Stuff that don't have to do with anything. But apparently they got that. The feds ended up tapping the phone with the Melly Matrix, the leader of that blood gang, and Jim Jones talking. And Jim Jones is talking about when all that stuff is going on and everything. This is before the trial and everything, but he's talking about how all that stuff is going on, and how they need to make sure that he's out of the blood gang. 6ix9ine's out of the blood gang. They don't want him to have anything to do with that, and he need to get super violated. And what they say super violated.
And this is what Jim Jones said?
Yeah, I heard the audio yesterday. I'm like, damn, like he's really on tape saying this shit. Like somebody Shotty need to super violate Tekashi, blah blah blah. And
yeah, because I just saw some sort of headline that said Tekashi even ratted out Jim Jones and Cardi B and this and that. And I'm like, how? What?
So super violated might be a gang term. I'm not in the gang. I don't know too much. But the way the feds interpreted it when they was telling Tekashi what it meant is that they was going to kill you.
Okay.
That's what super violated means. Because Tekashi, I want to say, was on that Breakfast Club interview talking about the Fed said that somebody said that he was going to get super violated.
So I guess that makes sense because a standard violation could be a robbery.
Yeah, or just make you lose your manhood, beat you up real bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a super violation.
It was
I'm taking the ultimate from you.
Or your family.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I he might be telling it all because he really might be hurt and he don't fuck with these dudes because they turned his life. Yeah, they turned his life upside down. But at this point, you being selfish because you got a whole family out there that live in the heart of the city. You know what I mean? And I can tell you this: the feds relocate the whole family.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they put his family somewhere.
Probably
he's not gonna be able to come back to the
probably
hood.
the immediate. But even the baby's mom was saying but she's on social media she don't want no problem. She don't condone none of this. She's scared for her life. She's scared for her son's life. You know what I mean? So that's just selfish to me. Take that, whatever you about to get, 40 years on the chin. Take your time on the chin. And I'm pretty sure they still would have. prosecuted
40,
the other one.
I thought it was 47 years.
I don't know how many years he was going to get, but they would have still probably prosecuted the other ones because I'm pretty sure like they got enough information on them to give them
But
something.
47 years is a lot to ask somebody to take on the chin.
When you dealing with a gang, you better take it on the chin because your family members going to be watching their back.
What is he, 20-something now?
Yeah, probably like 22, 23.
So you'd be like 70 by the time you get out of jail if it's
But
47
you shouldn't have
years.
been doing what you was doing. Thinking that shit cool. You on camera putting it, I got 20 stacks put on this head right now. Talking about the kill Chief Keef.
But if you notice that first Breakfast Club interview that he did, he was making it seem like he was untouchable. You remember how he was talking?
Because of who was banding.
And Charlemagne was
Shit,
telling
I
him,
might have
like,
been
yo,
talking like that too. Got a whole 100 niggas just out there really doing shit.
Man, I wouldn't have been talking like nothing.
Boy, yeah, I wouldn't have been doing all
Just
that.
leave
S
me
my
alone.
D. I wouldn't have been telling people to suck my D. I wouldn't have been going that far. But as far as like, nigga, yeah, anybody talk crazy. to me.
I just say don't start none, won't be none.
I mean, that's what the regular person would be. But if you
alone.
20 years old with the battery in your back, you're going to be talking crazy. Like you 20 years old and you damn near think he probably thinking he the leader of the blood gangs. Like at this point, he probably like, yeah, I got all these. Y'all don't know what we just did outside. Yeah.
Boy, that battery in his back was a super ultra energizer battery.
But I can see a dishwasher acting like that. 'Cause what was it? It was only like a year.
He went from dishwashing
to making millions and having street cred. He probably like, niggas be in the street all their life, and I was able to do it overnight.
But you know what? He always came off as a clown to me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. His audience, the people that like him, they're not from the streets. They just like street music. You know what I mean? Like the little white suburban kids. So they don't know better because they said you go to a show, all the niggas is on stage with him. That's the white people in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
the only song I've ever heard of Tekashi's was the one with Nicki Minaj. Like I don't know anything else.
yeah, that Gummo probably was his best song, his first song. Well, that's his first like song that blew up. I was like a nigga grandpa when that came out. With the sticky, inky with the blicky. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't remember hearing the song, but I remember you telling me he reminded you of Sticky Fingers.
That voice. Sticky
Yeah.
Fingers rap better than me. That's one thing. Onyx is very underrated for lyricism. You know what I mean? I'll say that. Just because they were screaming and yelling, they definitely had a message too. Now, 6ix9ine, he just screams and yells. Then that's it.
Well, speaking of lyrics, I did get caught up on that Wu-Tang.
You caught up all the way. Good job.
Yes. Fantastic.
It's a nice show, right?
Yes.
It bring you to around that time, and then they put enough action in it to keep you glued in like it's a real series. Like even though it's like telling you the how, because I don't think like somebody else was saying that too. I don't think everything that happened in that going on is true.
Okay.
But I think the way everything is playing out, like it got the truth in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's semi-autobiographical.
Yeah. But I think they make it a little bit more action impact to keep you glued into it.
Yeah, I was watching it like, the only thing is I still can't tell I can tell who some of the people are,
Now,
but not all
you know
of
what's
them.
crazy? The thing that's crazy to me is, I wonder how Ghostface, I mean, I guess he might talk about it, but I didn't know he was like a pedophile.
So that's Ghostface that messed with dude's sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
Because I was like, I was looking like, is this Ghostface or is this, well, no. Never mind, because it's going to sound dumb.
Who did you think of?
I was going to say, is this Ghostface or Raekwon?
No, you know Raekwon was the dude who was sleeping
Outside?
Yeah.
Okay, because I figured that was Raekwon when I seen the teeth.
Yeah, now to me, him and ODB is like real similar to the real people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because ODB, I want to say that's his real son. He's
Okay.
playing that part.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
actually,
My apologies.
ODB's real son is on Love and Hip Hop New York. I
Oh.
mean, not Love and Hip Hop, Growing Up Hip Hop New York.
But
he does look just like him.
He got more than one son, though, don't he?
Does he?
I thought
Maybe that
he
is
had a
his-
lot of kids.
Well, he has a son on Growing Up Hip Hop New York who looks exactly like him. He even goes on tour with Wu-Tang.
That's what's up. I like to hear that. But yeah, that show to me.
Dave East as Method Man.
Man, but Dave East, man.
I like Dave East.
Rapper wise, he's hard on that show. He be killing
And
shit
Dave
on
East
that
is
show.
really cute, but a Method Man, I probably
I can
wouldn't
see
know.
it though. I can see it just because their personalities. But Dave East on that show, rap wise, man, he's hard.
Which
I
is
ain't gonna
funny
lie.
because Method Man, of all of them, I'm not saying that I would. He was more on the straight and narrow than the others.
Yeah, they said that though. It was him and was it You God? It was him and somebody else that worked on that little ferry. But they said yeah, they were scrounging for a while.
And the guy who came up saying all them big words at the funeral at her friend who got killed. You might not
Talking about the
remember that.
dude, the bald head. You talking about?
Was that
about the
Jizza?
dude? You talking about the dude who was rapping?
Yeah, I think he was rapping with them, but he was saying some words at the funeral, like when everybody was leaving out of the church. He started saying something, and people was like, "What? Like, what does that mean?" I was like, "Is that supposed to be Jizza?"
I don't know what you're talking about because I seen it a while ago.
Okay,
But-
yeah, it's fresh. I just seen it.
But
Last night.
Rizzo on stage was the funniest when he was talking about because that happened for real because we talking about that in his
Listen to
documentary.
me when he, because look, right when it was leading up to him getting on stage, I was like, man, he's about to get out there, he's about to kill
it,
I was
right?
like, oh my goodness, and I was just like, oh, I can't.
And
When
it
he started
was
rapping,
hard.
I was like,
But it was hard though. But it just was like you can't be talking about that at a
Yeah,
rap
you-
battle.
no,
Like
you can't.
you can't even put that on CD. Like, but it's a hard rap.
I feel like when you look at it, the rap itself shows how good you are as a rapper and how well you're able to tell a story and put like metaphors and stuff together. That was fantastic. Stage show.
But that's the problem. I promise you, my whole life growing up, that's the problem that I had with the RZA. RZA probably was like, I ain't gonna say he's the best rapper out of Wu-Tang as far as like stories going all the way together, but he probably was. It's just that some of that you don't want to
somewhere
hear that shit. Like, you know what I mean? He might be talking about a Japanese samurai doing something, but the story's real vivid and he's painting the picture. But you like this shit. I don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
But
Just like the one, I think it might have been the last episode I watched where they were in the basement watching the, I guess it was one of them Shaolin movies or whatever.
he's like Tiger style.
And he was like, did y'all hear what he said? That was really profound. Everybody looking like, what?
What'd he say?
Don't nobody listen. I don't remember what the guy on the movie said. But I was like, yeah, that's how I would be in there. Like, dude, no, like nobody's listening to what
Boy,
this man said.
I
They're
was
watching the
weak
fight.
when Ghostface came in. It was like, you let him diss our hood. He let Method Man
Man,
diss our
he
hood.
based on him, like what really went off. He's like, man, it's not really
Boy,
a
he be
diss.
treating
It's just-
RZA the funniest, boy. Like, even when Raekwon came in, like, you let that nigga take my gun. I know he like, man, I do not want to get caught up in none of this.
And RZA just be like,
Yeah. Even when his brother was mad, he's like,
whatever.
yeah, we selling weed now. He's like, what?
brother tried to go off. He's like, man, don't you get a curfew?
Yeah, when they were telling him to be a fiend, his brother was like, man, I ain't being this thing.
You will if you trying to get out of here.
I would not have been believing that if I was the judge. he was like, not wanting to talk at all.
I know, but I think like at that point it was still maybe kind of early. Like right now, no.
Yeah, true.
But
Back then, yeah.
because that would have been what, like early 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Ghostface was like a pedophile. Like, how old was the sister?
I don't know. She was super young whenever, remembers, like she was real young when they were showing the back, like, when
Yeah, back then.
back
and
then,
then now.
scenes, yeah. She was definitely still in school.
Wow. But yeah,
now he acting like he don't fuck with her then now, right?
So what day does this show come on?
I want to say Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I want to say Tuesday.
Okay, because I'll be looking forward to seeing the next episode. What else we got today?
Let's see. There was some other things going on. I'm trying to think though.
So something else that we can talk about is the oil bombings in Saudi Arabia. So I knew that Saudi Arabia was a major world oil supplier. I just didn't know that they supplied 10% of the oil around the entire world. So Houthi rebels did admit to bombing their oil facilities. So at this point, they've taken out about 5% of the world's oil supply. The United States is saying that the Iranian government is behind the attacks.
Somebody got
they
because
funded the Houthis, which I feel like from what I read, they have been a major supporter of the Houthis, right?
Yeah.
So
now, it's plot twist though. Could it be the people that want everything to go green pay the Houthis the bombing and blame it on Iran?
Maybe.
Because
but going green wouldn't be a bad thing.
It wouldn't be, and that would be an easy way to get people to force them to have to adjust. But
I'm sure Saudi Arabia wouldn't like that because
pretty sure Elon Musk and his buddies got enough money to pay them off to have them bombed. But hey, that's just me thinking just too much. But long story short, I do think it's Iran, but I think they're doing it to try to kind of wage something with us.
Well, I kind of thought that too. I mean, I was talking to somebody else who says they don't really think it has anything to do with us.
It's the dude that's on them too.
Yeah, but I don't know because I know that there's a lot of sanctions on Iran, so they really don't have a whole lot to lose as far. And then the Iranian president wasn't he in a Twitter beef with our president. Our president. He put something out like shortly after it happened talking about we're locked and loaded. Like, dude, as far as we know, this don't really have nothing to do with us per se. So why would you even say that? And that's like an empty threat. Like when you have, don't they say when you have a gun, if you don't intend to use it, you shouldn't pull it out, right?
Sure.
So I don't you can't make an empty threat. I feel like on one hand, Trump will threaten and not take the appropriate action that matches the threat versus Iran will threaten and follow through.
So do you think him doing that, pump faking, will, you think it'll make them strike first? Or is this the first strike?
I'm hoping not.
Is this the first strike?
Well, it's not the first strike on us, though. So we don't really have to insert ourselves. From my point of view, we don't really have to insert ourselves in this. That would be for Saudi Arabia to figure out what they want to do in response to these oil attacks. Unfortunately, their army is terrible. So, it's basically like, okay, we're going to bomb you, and what are you going to do? As you know, I mean, that wasn't that long ago where the U.S. government had to go over there. Like after we killed Saddam Hussein, we had to go over there and train our army and stuff like that. So their army, as far as being on a modern training program, if you will, is fairly new. Right?
But those type of things are also, when we go over there and train people like that, those also are easy way to create terrorist cells. So the people that got trained might want to create like a mercenary group. And
even when I was looking at, or when I was reading that book, Extreme Ownership
Mm-hmm.
by Jocko Willink.
Mm-hmm.
In there, like he has little anecdotes of how when they were over there and they were fighting alongside some of their soldiers, it was like a mess. Like, I mean, that had to be years ago, so I'm sure hopefully they've gotten better since then. But yeah, he was just talking about how, in some of the stories, how big of a mess it was to try to fight alongside them.
On every side, though, I hope everything just remain peaceful as far as no more life being taken. Because even though we always just talk about Americans, I feel bad for any family in the whole world who get their people taken away from stuff that don't have to do with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All those drone bombings and stuff. Like a lot of those people have no horse in the race. You know what I mean?
Well, I was actually watching some French news the other day, and basically what one of the people who were being interviewed on it was saying is that they're actually in the midst of having a humanitarian crisis because of global warming, because there is basically a lot of their terrain is going to start turning into desert.
Oh, really?
And a lot of people...
Over in France?
No, over in that area, like in
which would make
Yemen,
sense, because that's really it all really is desert.
Yeah,
honestly.
But he's gonna say it's gonna be to the point where they're gonna need somewhere to like relocate.
Yeah, because the temperature's rising more to where they can't harvest stuff.
I'm guessing that's what it
Yeah,
is.
because you be seeing the record temperatures from over there, it'd be real crazy.
Mm-hmm. What, like 120?
Yeah, like 123, 124 degrees. Like, so you figure if it started doing that most of the year round, because normally they do have still their cool times to where it might go down to like 60 degrees or something. You know what I mean? To where but now with all the global warming, I shit might be all like staying like 80 plus. You know what I mean? But
80 degrees at night.
I might jump out the window. Man.
Well,
I wonder how the situation. They probably don't have too many people with central air out there either.
It needs to be mandatory.
How if you got this?
Yeah.
It's probably hard getting workers in Saudi Arabia. Everybody think they millionaires.
Well, yeah, Saudi Arabia is a rich nation, and I don't think they were worried about them. They were more so worried about Yemen
and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, these bombings have nothing to do with nothing, and they
definitely have something to do with something.
I'm just saying, as far as they get that group out of here instead of somebody paying them.
The Houthi rebels.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Yeah, I just really don't want to see us exhausting our resources for something that
has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah. You're putting our people's lives at risk for, I mean, I don't know. You got to pick your battles, and sometimes it's really not worth it to I hate to say it like this because it sounds kind of like messed up, I guess, but sometimes if you're putting your people in jeopardy, like, it may not be a good idea to come to the rescue of the little guy. I don't know.
But we'd be having so much invested.
Yeah, that too.
And we'd be like playing chess, like even like what we did over there in Africa as far as...
Because please believe, if something happens, well, there will be a rise in the goods and services that we have because, okay, gas prices will go up. Gas prices go up, it's going to be more expensive to ship things via land and air and probably sea. So the goods that you're purchasing are going to go up too.
True.
So.
True.
So yeah, we do have a vested interest in that respect, but wouldn't everybody else too around the world? You know what I mean? Is it worth it though?
But when we say everybody else, I wonder if we middleman a lot of these deals. Like we like be probably like the main buyer for it, and then like we distribute it ourselves to other countries.
I don't know.
I think that's probably what the U.S. do because honestly, the way they was talking, like it was a big hit towards us.
And who knows? Maybe that if the Iranians were involved, that could be an indirect way to get at us.
Yeah, because, like kill our connect.
Yeah, because
that's all that is shut down the supply. They shut down our supply where they putting these tariffs on us. Okay, we're gonna shut down their supply for them.
And because you remember when President Obama was in peace negotiations with Iran, and the president came over here and was beginning. Everybody thought it was just so crazy that he would allow the Iranian president to even come over here. I thought so too, but now once Trump gets in, he's like, nah.
But wasn't that because of the deal or something like that? Wasn't there like a deal that they said no to that Trump wanted, and now Trump was like acting weird? Ain't that how they fell out? Something happened to. Ain't that what happened? Wasn't they backed out of some type of deal? Was it the nuclear deal or something like that? The Iranians backed out, and Trump was super mad. It's just dumb. Then they just kept going back and forth.
Wait, I thought that there were the deal with President Obama. Wouldn't it have allowed them to do to get in the game as far as the nuclear arms race to a certain degree?
And Trump took it away, right? Okay, that's what happened. All right, yeah, that's what happened.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was wrong for that. I don't know. I'm like, less people with nuclear capability is better. But that don't mean that they're going to stop doing it. But I'm just saying that's how I feel. I don't think
everybody has nuclear weapons now.
I know. But hypothetically, I would be like, no, they fuck that. Take that deal off the table. I might say that. I ain't gonna lie.
What about the Russians, though? What about?
Yeah, he's laying in the bed with the Russians. That's different. I wouldn't be laying in the bed with the Russians. I'd have told them to take that shit away from the Russians before the fucking Iranians. It'd have been Korea and Russia would have been the first people. I'd be like, take that shit away from them. get that shit out of their hands. Then, maybe Iran would have been third or fourth, but yeah, Russia, Putin is too gangster. We gotta get this out of his head.
But I think the thing is like everybody is in the nuclear arms race, but everybody's also, I think, thoroughly aware of the ramifications that could come from it. So
yeah, because they say most of the funding just go towards like scientists and stuff like that, and like it's, you know what I mean, trying to advance it. It ain't more so to like beef up nuclear arms and just keep creating bombs and stuff. You know what I mean? Like how we think. It's more so for research purposes and trying to, I guess, find more efficient ways to do things. Split atoms. That's probably what they're doing now. But I don't want the Russian scientists thinking of better ways to kill us.
They're always doing it every day.
And so are we.
Yeah, true.
We just live over here.
Yeah.
And so we think we the good guys, but really
we're not.
We suck too.
Yeah.
But I love you. But we suck.
Yes.
What else? What else is going on?
You said you had a date.
Yeah, I had a date. It was nice. It was nice. I went out to eat to this little fancy schmancy restaurant. It was nice, and it was good to the point where we was the only ones in the restaurant. So I told her I bought out the restaurant. It was just me and her. But we had a nice dinner. But then we went over to David Buster's after, and I wasn't drinking for 2 years. I started drinking. I had with the David.
See, this woman's a bad influence already.
So we went to that. We went to David Buster's. Long story short, we was playing games. The games. So first we went to go have some drinks. We had a double shot. I had a double shot of Crown. She had a double shot of Remy. We go play games. We go to the basketball. The real basketball hoop, not the little basketball hoop, the real basketball hoop. She kicked my ass. When I say kicked my ass to the point where she beat me, she killed me the first time. Second time, she killed me again. Then we went to go have some drinks. I'm kind of swole, so I'm like, nah, fuck that. We played again. So we get some more drinks. Go back. She kills me again. I'm like feeling like this is like the worst. Like, you know what I mean? Stop. She like she don't want to play or whatever. So we start playing another game. We have some more drinks, play another game. I beat her in the game or whatever. Blah blah. Start talking. Played another game. She said because we was riding the motorcycles. I beat her in the motorcycle game. So she's mad. She's like, I never rode a bike before. Blah 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 blah. So I think I got her mad again. So when I said, let's go back to the hoops then. She's like, all right, kill it. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, you ain't gonna beat that. She killed me again. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm done. Like, I'm done. And I'm glad she wasn't a gambler because she could have got a lot of money from me that night.
Hope she does better next time.
Well, I ain't gonna play her. Well, I'm definitely gonna play her again, and I'm gonna win again. Well, I'm gonna win this time.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. But I had a good time.
I was gonna say it sounds like you had a good time.
I had a real good time, and like I probably drunk like 10 shots of Crown that day, which was cool. It was on the day I had to work the next day. And I didn't even feel any type of, for me not drinking that long, I didn't even feel any type of like hangover or anything. But what was it, 2 days before that when I went out, I probably had like, with the Henny, I probably had like 20 shots of Henny. Like, I felt terrible. Look, I felt so terrible when I was there. Like, I'm like, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo, cuz we gotta go. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna throw up or what, but we just need to go. Like, there's no reason for me to be out after 4 o'clock in the morning anyway. Like,
you can't. People say this, but it gets really real when you're older. Like,
yeah, I'm like, like back in the day, I might be out till 5, 6 in the morning, but I'm like, yeah, it's 4 in the morning because I'm starting to get irritated.
And get up for work the next day.
Yeah, but that was the good thing about that. That was on a Friday. Saturday came down. I wasn't feeling bad at all. Like, I'm like, oh, this drinking ain't killing me like I thought it was going to do. But I'm gonna still slow down. I'm gonna go back to not really drinking anymore. But once in a while, I can have an occasional day where I just show my ass. But I had fun on that date. That might have been like I'll normally go to dinner or something like that, or like a comedy show or something like that. But as far as having interactive fun with somebody, that's the first time I did that in a while, and it felt good.
That's good. I'm really happy. I'm really excited that you're getting out there and dating.
And she got an outgoing personality. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't have to bring all the energy to the table.
Yeah. That's really cool. I'm glad you're dating. I need to date. I'd like to date. I just need to go outside.
But, again, now...
Can't meet anybody else.
With me saying that, I do have, you know what I mean, other women that you know what I mean? So I actually came out and told the girl that I'm friends with, that like I'm real close with. I told her about my date yesterday. That was kind of interesting too.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I know people might look at me sideways when I say this. If you're not married, the person really is just your friend. I mean, if you've made some sort of verbal commitment with them outside of being married, then that's on you. But at the end of the day, like, you're just friends.
But everything we go through, she tried to encourage me to date because she's in a situation where she knows we can't be a couple. And I understand that, and she's like a good friend of mine. So when you encourage me to date, but you tell me you don't really want to hear about it, do it behind your back, whatever, blah, 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 I still feel funny when you ask me places I've been. You know what I mean? So I'm going to just tell you what's going on so you don't think, you know what I mean? But what I was telling her, I was like, if you ever want to see me or whatever, I wouldn't never put nobody, like, I wouldn't cancel you out for nobody else. Because we were friends, you know what I mean? Unless I end up going with a girl, then I got to cancel you out. But as of, like, if I'm just dating and she want to go on a date, I'll take her on the date.
Yeah, like if you end up being in a committed relationship with somebody.
yeah, then everything gotta stop. I gotta respect the girl that I'm with. Because at this point, if I'm in a committed relationship with somebody, I'm trying to get married. But if it's just two friends that want to go like to the Drake concert with Drake coming, I decide I want to go, I'll pick her over anybody as of right now.
I know Chance the Rapper's coming in February.
Yeah,
I'd like to go.
See Chance.
I do.
I don't.
Maybe I can get somebody to take me.
But I do want to see TK Kirkland.
I do too. Are you taking me?
I'm taking somebody, but I'm going to go see him. You should come.
You should take me. This could be your chance to get me a date.
But I
guess
I don't like niggas.
when you go to comedy shows, those are usually couplesy type things anyway, so you probably wouldn't see a single guy there.
I want to one improv by myself. It was kind of weird because everybody going to packs, but there do be packs of like dudes and packs of girls. It's just who's really hanging out after the show. You know what I mean?
TK
like
Kirkland comes
the 11th or something.
Okay.
October.
Yeah.
I just was looking. I just sent somebody that flyer.
Yeah, I think I might end up trying to go to see him. Oh, but
I like TK Kirkland. Shout out to TK Kirkland because you're one of somebody. Because I sent somebody the flyer, they didn't even know who he was. So shout you out because you definitely hold it down and you definitely have me cracking up.
He has me cracking up in interviews.
And
I've never seen him live, but
I watch some of his shows live, like on the internet. He talks about grown people shit though. That's the thing that I like about it. You know what I mean? It's not like he's
who raised you?
Exactly. It's not like he's trying to do some young shit. So I like TK Kirkland.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get tickets to TK Kirkland.
Me too. I want to say somebody else decent is coming too though. Before TK Kirkland. I'm not gonna look on there, but man, if it wasn't for comedy, I wouldn't be doing nothing. I want to say probably like the last 5 things I went to other than that Jazz Fest was just improv shit.
Oh, well, speaking of relationships and marriages and things of that nature, what do you think about what Fantasia said on The Breakfast Club?
I didn't watch the Fantasia interview. Enlighten me, and I'll tell you what I think about it.
Well, basically, I'm going to paraphrase this. But basically, she was telling ladies, like, you have to submit to your man. Like, you have to want to be submissive to your man. Like, it's not going to work if you're gonna try to be the dominant one in the relationship. So,
but I think every man is different though. I think there's men that you do gotta massage their ego, you do gotta submit to them. But I do feel like that there's passive men that need that lady who's going to take charge. There's some passive men that where they would get ran over if it was just them, but they got a strong lady and it's their backbone that actually wears the pants. So I think it could go both ways.
The woman wears the pants, she's probably getting cheated on.
I wouldn't say that because there's some passive men. Like there's some passive men that's married. There's some dorks that's married. You know what I mean? To where they might just sit in the crib all day, but they're so passive that if you just let them do it, they probably was getting used their whole time. You know what I mean? Different girls in relationships.
I couldn't. I feel like it was. I think people were mad because they were saying that that's the reason. She was saying that that's the reason why a lot of us are out here single. I would not agree with that statement at all because there are women who would. I think. This might also be a bold statement, but I feel like every woman would submit. If you got a right dude in your corner that you could trust to make good decisions, who is a good leader, I don't think any woman out there would have an issue with some man. Some of them will say that they won't, but guess what? They will.
I don't know. Some girls look like they pretty and all that stuff, but got that brain of a stud. They want to take control of everything.
But I'm telling you, if you got a man who's not having it, they put their foot down, they will be submissive. And here's the thing. People, I feel like, make it seem like being submissive in a relationship is a bad thing.
Like
and I want to get like the bad. Yeah. There's a bad stigma on that word. And I think that comes from people just taking the scripture and only pulling out one part of it which is, it says, wives, submit to your husbands, blah, 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 blah. I don't have the scripture in front of me to read it. But part of that scripture also says, husband, love your wives as God loves the church. So there's a certain reciprocity in that scripture, but everybody seems to leave out the part where the man is supposed to love his wife as God loves the church. But I mean,
so the woman is just supposed to roll whatever the man wants. That's weird. I don't know.
But I also don't agree with that part too. I don't look at submission in that sense, because submission does not mean dictatorship.
Yeah, like tell me when I'm wrong. Like don't be just bobbing your head like everything right. I want a woman that's like, yo, nah, babe, that ain't the right decision.
Right, but that's part of it, right? So, and we trust you to make a good decision, but that doesn't mean like I'm gonna just shut my mouth and just go with, whatever you say. If I know that my strength is finances, right? And you say, man, we're going to Disney World this year. If I know our finances won't permit, I need to speak up and say, hey, maybe we need to try an all-inclusive resort and maybe forego Disney World this year.
So what if I say, no, fuck that, we still going to Disney World?
Then you're with the wrong man, because that's a bad decision.
But do you say okay? You got to.
But I feel
I don't like that. I feel like.
But hold on. Time out. No. Time out, please. I feel like, and this is where you get into the realm of when you're dating somebody. This is what I'm saying. When you're dating somebody, you're just friends, because you should be able to see that about somebody before you get into a marriage with them, right? But the problem is that we tend to overcommit before it's time to actually commit. And so you're committing before you're actually committed, which is, I feel like, one of the dangers of what's going on with relationships and why a lot of them aren't working out, and maybe why people are just frustrated with men or
I think
women.
A lot of reason why the relationships aren't working out is because of distractions. Like there's too much. The Black Mirror is too much of a distraction. Internet is too much of a distraction. People want to feel liked.
Yeah, but even before that, the divorce rate was high. Even before that.
Yeah, but that was about the single mothers and all that, as far as leaving. Like, did you watch that Revolt panel?
Yeah, I watched it.
Mm-hmm. With Candace Owens and Killer Mike was talking about. We got to do with that type of stuff more so than I think you finding the right mate. Because a lot of times you can find the right mate. A lot of times people don't.
Wait, but I'm confused. Why you say it has what type of stuff?
The incentives and stuff that a woman would get for being, if she was in poverty already, the incentives she would get for being a single mother towards the and having a male in the home. You know, like a lot of times you can't even be on welfare. I'm
sorry, I didn't know that was necessarily a thing per se, and if it is, that is quite a really crazy way to think. I mean, I'm not gonna have more babies just so I won't.
A lot of people do
so
that.
I can get more money.
A lot of people do that. Trust and believe. I mean, they're not upset when they have more babies. But and they do tell you that down in the welfare, like if you want any money, you gotta sue your baby dad. Like you can't get none of this money. You might be able to get some food stamps, but you ain't gonna get no money for no bills.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the reason why 70 some odd percent.
But what she was saying, because even before they came up,
children are being raised in single parent homes. I really don't think that's.
But before they came up with those laws or whatever, not the laws, but the government benefits like that. I want to say they said it was like divorce rates was like 20% or something like that. So it flipped from 20% to 70%. That's crazy.
No, that's not the divorce rate.
Or
These
the
people
separation,
would
the
not
separation.
have even been.
Yeah,
some of these people were not even married. We're talking about 70-something% of children right now are being brought up in single parent homes in the Black community. But that doesn't mean that they've ever been married to each other.
No, I'm not saying that. Well, I'm not. I might have worded that wrong. Because what she said, it went from 20% to now it's up to like 70%. Like, that's a big issue. Like, and that was all after that. Like, she talked.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put that. Make that the. I wouldn't say that that's the sole reason. I would think that the incarceration rate might have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Once a person is put in a position where they have to be the head of the household because of an unforeseen circumstance, like the person who they're having children with being incarcerated, then that requires you to step up, right? And be the head of the household where you might not have necessarily wanted to be that way. And then it's an adjustment that's made, and then you get used to it, and then there's this whole I don't need a man for nothing type mentality that starts to happen. You understand what I'm trying to say? Or no?
Yeah.
Which even if I feel like even when that's something that's being said, I feel like with a lot of women that's coming from a hurt place. Like you really do want to be loved and you want a companion around. I can't say that you want to be married per se, but you do want. Most people do want to be loved and have a companion around.
But
I
when
feel like
you get hurt, you build up that wall.
You do, and I'm talking about hurt multiple times over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you could build up that wall where your heart is just black, like you don't want nobody in there.
But I still feel like it's a defense mechanism to say that. I feel like it's something we convince ourselves of. Like, you know,
it's a psychological thing, but it's hard to get somebody out of that. Because I know women like that. I know women is scarred that much to are like that, but it's a psychological thing, and you got to break down the woman before you can get into her heart.
But all I'm saying is, even that woman who's talking all hardcore like that, she will submit if she got a good man. She definitely will be submissive if she got a good man. Because what if
she's still just running around?
The willingness to be submissive is a trust that you have for your man. If you trust a man to make the best decision he can make for your relationship, for your family, for your household, the submission part will come easy.
But a lot of women I know don't even give it a chance to meet somebody else. They're still trying to chase around a dude to put that security up in the first place. The dude that was cheating on her and messing around with, she's still trying to chase him around instead of letting another person.
Which I feel like is a separate issue. You remember when we were talking about you have to be responsible for your own happiness at some point, and you have to understand that you matter, your feelings matter, and I feel like once you get to a place where you feel like you matter and you start loving yourself, you're not even gonna want to chase behind nobody like that.
For sure. All right, so what else is going on?
I don't really have anything else. I think we got about an hour's worth of coverage for you guys.
You ready to wrap it up?
We can wrap it up. Any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. Just stay blessed and keep pushing forward, people.
I know. Beware of Tekashi 5-0.
All right.
Later.
Peace out.